Hey, this is Steve for myothercareer.wordpress.com, and in tonight's video we're going to try something a little different. I'm currently working on my entry to the Spring 2011 Cyberspace Open. Now, as usual, when I start writing, I have a couple glasses of wine, but tonight I've kind of reached that point of diminishing returns. I've had a couple cocktails after that, and I'm not really in that zone that's going to lead to productive writing anymore, so I figured I'd call it a night for the time being. But what I thought I would talk about a little bit in this video before the thought kind of escaped me is some advice on how to come up with an idea and how to tackle addressing the scene prompt for your Cyberspace Open entry. So I thought I'd come up with some things that worked for me last time and I'd share it with you. First things first, the scene prompt last time in the fall, well, quote unquote summer, fall, whatever, had to do with a hero failing and having to come up with the courage to continue and persevere, whether they were inspired by the villain or another character. And at the time, I was writing a screenplay that was based on my uncle's attempt to make the Olympic team back in 1972, I think. 72, 74, 76, I don't know. I don't remember. I've been drinking. And I created this world, and I was very familiar with track and field. I'd done a lot of research. I knew the steeplechase in and out. And when I saw that scene prompt, I went through a couple different ideas and I jotted down some pages and notes, and I kept coming back to the story about a girl from the inner city running against a girl from a privileged school in a track meet. And it just clicked. It's like, look, this is what you're familiar with. It's not from the screenplay you're writing, but it's in a world that you're comfortable with, you know inside and out, and you're current with. Just use that. And so I decided to do that. The end result was that I tied for the fourth highest score in the first round, and I made it into the second round. I'm not saying this will be the perfect way or a surefire way for you to make it, through the first round, but consider looking at projects you've recently done or done in the past and the world you created for them, whether it's a bank robbery or a love story or a fantasy story or whatever. Think of that world and try to imagine some characters that might address the scene prompt for this year's or the spring's contest. So I'm going to read the current scene prompt to you. Your protagonist and his or her love interest are at odds. One of the protagonist's schemes has gone terribly awry, and the love interest has had it. Write a scene in which they have it out, but in an unconventional way. The words seem measured and reasonable, but the subtext says another thing entirely. You may use additional characters other than the ones specified. It's going to leave me a lot of room to attack this prompt with. A lot of people are going to go at this from a romantic comedy standpoint. You can expect that. This has romantic comedy written all over it. Avoid that. By avoiding that, you're going to stand out a little bit. The scene prompt in the last Cyberspace Open really adhered to an action genre, just on the basics. So I took more of a dramatic element. You could say theoretically there were some action elements because the characters were running around a track and it was kind of exciting, but it was drama. So in this aspect, this year's prompt or this season's prompt or whatever very much screams romantic comedy. Avoid that. Try to think of some other way to tackle this. So look through your previous projects. Try to figure out some stuff you've written before, some worlds you've created, and identify somewhere that you can attack this prompt with brand new characters. Don't retrofit something you've already written. Don't do that. You can use characters you know, but this is a brand new scenario, a brand new scene. It should not be something you've grabbed from a previous script because you're going to pigeonhole yourself and you're going to limit yourself because you're always going to know other things that happen and it's going to limit how you're attacking. Write for this specific prompt. As far as you're concerned, the only thing that matters in this screenplay that you're writing is this prompt. That's it. You don't need to know about anything else. It's just this prompt. The world of this story exists around this prompt. Okay? So when you're going about doing this, I'm not an expert, but I'm just going to tell you some pointers. Pick something outside of the romantic comedy genre and attack this in an original standpoint. So kind of take a little twist on the prompt. So it says here, they have it out, but in an unconventional way. Well, what's unconventional? Just by mentioning the word unconventional, you're going to put everything they say in conventional terms, because if it's normal, now that's unconventional, because you've said, hey, they do it in an unconventional way. So now 90% of the things are going to try to have some unique take on it. Suddenly, that 10% that doesn't have a unique take is unique because it's different, it's normal. So play with that a little bit and see how you might want to attack that aspect of the storyline. I myself have a way I'm going to tell the story, and going with my efforts from the last one, it's going to use the world I've created from the Prey. It won't have any of the characters, and it's not going to be necessarily within the storyline or the specific action elements of the Prey that I've been working on, but is very much in the same genre and in the same aspect and the same elements that I put together for that in the world I've created. As far as I'm concerned, this could be 2 towns over from the events that happened in the Prey. And I think that's a big strength for this project. You know, if you can take a shortcut and just dive right into something you're comfortable with, it's going to help you out immensely. Also, don't be scared to attack the genre prizes. Last year's prize for horror, for the best original horror take, which is $250, by the way, did not make it into the semifinals. It didn't make it into the semifinal round. It wasn't in the top 100. I think it only scored in the high 70s. But it got $250. So, yeah, it didn't make it into the second round. But a bunch of people who did make it into the second round didn't get $250. These people did. So think about that. Think some of the genre prizes and say, hey, maybe I can attack it in a specific manner and aim towards those prizes. As much as we all want to write the next great Academy Award-winning screenplay, there's a particular market you can attack and make money off of, and think of this in that genre and in that manner. If these genre prizes are a specific market you're going after and you think you can beat everybody else in that manner, do it, because $250 is better than making the second round and getting 0. That's my take on it. All right, well, hopefully I made some sense. Like I said, I've had a couple cocktails tonight, so this is a little unusual from my normal videos, and I've got the spookiness from the screen-only lighting. Here, I'll turn the lamp on. I think it looked better with that. There we go. All right. So, well, that's about it. Until next time, this is Steve from My Other Career, WordPress.com. Keep writing.